Welcome to the Agility in Real Life podcast, Take 5 in Real Life. Now your hosts, Mike Studeman and Jeff Lee.
Hi, and welcome back to the take5IRL podcast from agilityIRL. I am Jeff Lee, one of the partners at agilityIRL.
And I'm Mike Studeman, the other partner at agilityIRL. Jeff, I hope you're having a good day. I was thinking, we gave our listeners a episode on how to allow a product owner to fail. I think we need to give some love to the Scrum Masters in the community. So my question to you is, how can you ensure that a Scrum Master will fail in fulfilling his or her accountability?
Yeah, well, there's lots of good ways for that as well. And it's kind of interesting to note that it seems like our failure episodes get the most clicks out there of a lot of episodes. So I'm not sure what that says about our listeners, but I think that's fantastic. And hopefully we get some insights here as well. I think one way they make the Scrum Master fail is to expect them to provide project manager kinds of updates to the organization. Right. So send me notes from what happened in the daily Scrum, because I'm not going to be able to be there as a manager. Or where are you publishing the action items from the retrospective so we can all see
Absolutely.
them? Right. These kinds of things that really aren't in line with the intent of these Scrum events. And they have ways of really diminishing the psychological safety that teams feel that Scrum Masters are trying to build up. And so unintending managers can definitely cause problems in that way.
I think the directive Scrum Master is certainly a way to fail as a Scrum Master. I think a lot of that relates to this idea that a Scrum Master is a project manager by another name, and as we're both in alignment on, it's not. It's a completely different accountability. I think another way is to almost go the opposite direction and reduce the Scrum Master to simply being nothing more than a note taker in a team. Hey, you schedule the meetings, you take the notes, but don't provide any guidance to the team on their practice of Scrum. Certainly don't do anything to try to change the team's process in any way. I think that's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, where the Scrum Master is really reduced to nothing more than a glorified note taker, and doesn't truly embrace that teacher facilitator stance that's necessary to be successful.
Yeah, and one of the things, the Scrum Guide really divides the Scrum Master accountabilities into three different sections. One of those is service to the organization. So not only at the team level do we want to empower the Scrum Master to help facilitate or empower the team to make meaningful changes, but we also want them to get out of their chair, get out of their current little working environment with the team and talk to the greater organization, right? Talk to their boss's boss, talk to leaders outside the team who can support the team in different ways and really expand Scrum adoption within the company.
Yeah, I think that's you've hit on another key way to kind of hamstring a Scrum Master, is by telling them, hey, don't worry about the broader organization. Don't worry about management. Don't talk to my boss's boss. Don't talk to other leaders in the organization about how their behavior is either encouraging the delivery of value or discouraging the delivery of value. As you articulated better than I could, the Scrum Master is an organizational change agent. And if you want them to fail, tell them that they have to just focus on the team. Because as I think you'll attest, ultimately the team figures it out. There's going to be some bumps along the road. Ultimately, the team figures it out. In order to truly get the benefit from any agile framework, Scrum being the most predominant, of course, the Scrum Master has to lead that organizational change effort at higher levels.
Yeah. And the other thing I'd say to help make Scrum Masters fail is to make them accountable for every moment of their time, and not allow them to spend some time just going off and learning some things. Right? Doesn't mean you have to send everybody to training, every quarter or anything like that, but have some Google time. Right? Go out there
Absolutely.
and new ways of facilitating a retrospective or some new techniques to bring to a team. Let them sit in their desk and search for new ways of working.
Yeah, Scrum Masters plus one. I mean, Scrum Masters, great Scrum Masters are lifelong learners. They're constantly learning things outside of their field, and then bringing them back to the team to see if that helps the team deliver additional value. Along those lines, Jeff, is there a good podcast that you would recommend that Scrum Masters listen to?
I think the take5IRL podcast can give them some tips in about 5 minutes a day. Although if you're looking at our history, we're a little bit more than 5 minutes, but we're trying to stay there. And in order to do that, we should probably wrap up here.
All right. Well, we might have to do another episode on this topic, Jeff, because there's a number of ways that I think you and I have both seen Scrum Masters really get their impact blunted by organizations. But as you said, we should probably wrap up.
Should wrap up. If you are looking forward or to hearing more about this in the future, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. And thanks for joining this one.
Thanks, Jeff.
The product vision for Take5 in Real Life is to provide members of the Agile community with an idea that they can incorporate into their daily lives to make them more effective. We thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.